What would that be, Rachel?
Huh? Would be what?
Rachel said something that she's no longer allowed to do in RPGs.
Ah,
Or a RPG, specifically.
you have one of those lists too, Rachel?
The first time I met Rachel, she was telling us about stuff on that list.
Oh, why not?
Well, it's gotta be a good story.
And?
That sounds about right.
I fail to see how that's a problem. Oh, literally explode.
Oh,
I don't see a problem with this.
So it costs a total party.
I don't
Yep.
see a problem with this.
wow. Talk about a violent orgasm.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to stream that already?
No, but it seems to have already happened, so,
Shoot, I am so sorry.
Oh well.
luckily, I don't get paid anything, so it doesn't matter if they demonetize it. So, the only person who I can
perfect.
the only person I think I can possibly offend is Tom, because I think he's the only person that ever watches my streams.
Hey, Palm, if you're watching, fuck you.
No.
You and your moss.
Hey, come on, the moss was an awesome idea.
The moss is nice.
It is.
The moss is not
What if-
game-breaking, unlike everything Dio does. Anyway, hello and welcome to Dark Heresy 2nd Edition, Suicide Burning Systems, Suicide Cell, something. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Deadlight. I'm joined by Grey.
Hello, playing Sengus, the alchemists. No, the Inquisitor's Bloodhound. Not the alchemists.
The Alchemist Bloodhound. Different game there.
No, I don't think I have any game in which that would fit. Anyway.
No. I am joined by Rachel, who is playing Juliet, Sister Juliet, who is a sister of Battle. I'm joined by Swimmer.
Hello.
Oh.
I am joined by Ugreth. I said his name horribly wrong. Icarus. Or he's, like, forgotten that he's on push to talk and forgotten to push.
I have, I'm sorry. Yes, I played correctly.
It happens.
Oh, sorry, that just caught me off guard. And last but not least, I'm joined by Serene.
Playing Alpha Mordecai M-3D-1C, the Skitari who doesn't know how to Skitari.
Oh, come on.
Just, if my tech guard game is anything to go by, just say confirm at every possible opportunity.
I will also be throwing out random percentiles that mean nothing.
Cool. Yeah, you should be good.
Duly noted.
So, last time, previously, on Burning Systems of you had landed down on Fragmentum. You had spotted the other coloured ship. You had gone to investigate. On your way to investigating it, you had found a weird time anomaly, which was the train car, where it seemed to be permanently stuck from before whatever happened. However, when you touched anything or anyone, it suddenly rapidly aged. Not rapidly aged as in just, to the point where it is now, but aged as if it hadn't been stopped by a weird time anomaly warpy thingy. So, individuals were getting shot. I believe one person you ran into got shot. One got killed in some sort of car crash. Another was a veteran and got cybernetics. which appeared on his body after it finished aging. And a few others. You then went to the surface and ran into a team of explorers, which you couldn't quite place the they seemed to know the year, but they didn't seem to know how long they'd been dead. Oh, and they were also all dead. They were all sort of shadow ghost versions of themselves. So that was fun. You also found out that you couldn't record the train car when you checked back your recordings to show to the guy, but you did, however, record a bunch of sounds which none of you really heard. So that's a fun walk anomaly. The Ghost Explorer dude gave you directions, and so you proceeded along those directions. Found another one of the shuttles, which had crashed, and had caused Skype to go bleep.
Yep, that's me.
Well,
Don't think I didn't hear that.
I was talking about? What is this Skype?
On the ship, you found some equipment. You're not really sure what it was. You also found some bodies and such. Unfortunately, you weren't able to cover everything you wanted because the ship dislodged out the building it was in and fell down.
Yep.
Then you had proceeded onwards, and you had found the center, the sort of fortress, which you suspected to be the cause of this. Well, you've been partly told and partly worked out was the cause of this thing. And it was projecting some sort of shield. This shield seemed to stop the warp anomalies, some sort of Geller field. You passed into it, went around to the front where there appears to be some sort of protest or riot. And that is where we pick up. There's like a few hundred people outside. They all seem to be protesting. Yeah, what do you do?
Shall we talk to them?
I'm quite sure we have to get in there somehow.
Makes sense.
However, how do we do that?
Yeah, I'll start walking towards the rail.
I will follow after.
Okay, so you start walking up. Some of the people in the crowd see you and panic and start running.
Oh shit, we're in power armor.
Well, in some sort of heavy armor, yeah.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Okay, I would like to try to alleviate their fears by greeting them as a group.
Oh, we have a Psyker this week, don't we? So
Do we?
Pardon?
you're playing a Psyker, right?
Oh yeah, I'm playing a Psyker, yes.
Cool. If you want to use psychic presence or your psychic abilities, you think they're going to trigger more than you bargained for.
Oh, okay.
And just as a point of reference, this planet is like a massive headache to you. There are
Ow.
there are warp storms raging across it quite badly.
So I'll be taking penalties.
You won't be taking penalties, but you're much more likely to trigger phenomena and perils.
Okay.
That sounds like a penalty.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it does sound like fun. Fun that'll get us killed.
Look, just don't roll a natural 100, and you'll be fine.
Okay. So, if I was hearing correctly, were you suggesting I make a roll? Or
No,
were
no,
you
no.
Just
I was
giving
just
me a heads up on
I was
that?
giving you a heads up
Okay.
before you try to use a roll, and you like.
Would that be a charm roll for me to try to calm them down?
Yes. Yes, it would.
Then I will use my pirate ability and spend a fate point to automatically succeed with 3 success.
Cool. Like, we come in peace! The crowd still runs away.
Hello?
Okay.
I mean,
Is this the building we need to go into, guys?
it's like
Are
a
we
big...
able to take our helmets off?
Yeah, you could if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll go ahead
Mordecai.
and get my...
So, yeah, in this case, I will take my helmet off.
The air is stale and cold, but it is breathable. The suit sensors are not going anywhere near as haywire as they were before. Like, we're gonna take helmets off. Okay, cool. I'll just headshot you all.
All the Scutari just look at them oddly. Got fucking Skype.
Squeak!
Sweet. At least it's not a cat this time, or a dog.
Mm.
Or
I
something
can get both of those.
else. Please don't.
That third one I cannot get though.
Good. See, you take your helmets off. The air is, as I said, cold and stale, but is breathable. There is a bit of a smell to the air, which is kind of like unwashed human masses. It's got that. It's got that
Unwashed
shantytown sort of smell, if that makes sense.
Unwashed human masses from a shantytown adds to the flavor.
Yeah.
Alright guys, get your skillets ready.
What are you on about, Serene?
I don't know, my mind's in a very dark place and for some reason my brain went to, this is a cannibalism joke.
Okay.
Don't know why.
Okay. Before you tell your next joke, engage your brain for 30 seconds.
Nah.
Yeah, do. Please do.
Please don't. I don't want to have to stop every 2 seconds because I'm utterly confused by you. So yeah. There's the big doors in front of... so now the crowd has sort of run away. They don't seem to be low Gothic speaking, from what you can tell. Or high Gothic speaking, for that matter.
So it's a mix of low and high Gothic?
No, it's got bits and pieces, but not hugely. It's got they had some signs, and if you look at the writing on there, it's using the same lettering as Gothic. However, it's not in a format you can read.
Huh.
It would be like an English version trying to read French or Spanish, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. I want to make a roll to try and see if I can use any like see if I can like attempt to see what it is actually trying to say in this dialect of Gothic.
Okay, you can try and make a roll. Do you have polyglot?
Do I have what?
Polyglot?
Oh, no, I was just gonna roll low Gothic, but
Okay, yeah, I'll allow it. You have no idea.
it's gibberish.
Hmm.
So uncivilized.
Uncivilized gibberish. Nope, still gibberish. Anyone else wanna? Someone else wanna roll a 62 for me?
I'm sorry, you what?
Still gibberish.
Might as well try. Nope. It just stays gibberish.
Okay, I think has everyone rolled on their gibberish test?
It seems so, yeah.
Okay, cool. you are still assured that it is in fact gibberish.
Mhm.
Now that's gone out of everyone's system. There's a big set of doors. You would say they're palace doors, but they're certainly not Imperial Palace doors. For starters, they're just like plain sheet metal. But they are indeed plasteel. You can see a camera, like a sort of camera unit. You think it looks like some sort of glass dome with a lens, like a cybernetic eye, but it's not attached to anything.
Interesting.
Well, it's attached to the outside of the building, but not like. Cool. The door does nothing. The door just looms above you.
Can we try to open the door? Like, is it locked or anything?
Tunk, tunk, tunk.
Tonk tonk.
No response.
I will just try the door. I can push it open.
Give me a strength test.
I can do that. Any modifiers?
Just give me a straight strength test.
Okay.
Nice.
Web.
No.
If it can be brute forced, I brute force it.
So yeah, you push on the door, and they're quite heavy, but you do in fact push them. And with your natural one, you do in fact push them quite decently far apart. It's sort of the dramatic entrance.
Yeah.
It leads to
Icarus walks through the doors.
I follow right after.
So it leads to a large black and white tile entrance hall. It's quite dark and dingy. And there seems to have been, at some point, you don't know if it's recent or later, a crude barricade made in front of you out of like tables and chairs and stuff. Mostly metal. There's 3 doors off this hall. The 2 side doors are quite small, sort of maybe staff or servants doors, and there's a set of double doors in front of you, much larger. Not huge like the ones you just pushed through, but still decently large. Yeah, the barricade is made up around the large double doors. There does not appear to be any people inside. As you look around and your eyes adjust to the gloom, you note that the room is not very well kept. It's quite dusty, cobwebs over the walls.
And this is where the protest was happening?
Protest is happening just outside.
Huh.
So, for reference, the protest was happening in the street, like...
Yeah, I just was making sure I was clarifying that they were protesting outside this building in particular.
Yeah.
Were the streets dusty at all?
The streets weren't, like, dusty per se, but they were certainly aged.
Okay.
They certainly weren't well kept. I wonder, actually. This is nothing. Just trying to see if there's a good picture of what I'm imagining. Yeah, that's probably decent enough. What I want. It's kind of like that, if that makes sense. Aged, weathered, but not like
Oh, okay.
completely unusable.
Mhm.
And yes, I did just Google Chernobyl to try and like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, can we push through this barricade then?
Yeah,
Or go over it?
yeah. You can make your way up to the barricade.
Mhm.
It's like pretty quickly thrown together. You do note that there is signs of movements between the big doors and the barricade, and sort of behind the barricade as well.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's not that hard to get over the barricade. You know, throw 2 chairs that way. And then you push the barricade doors. The doors on the other side of the barricade.
Yep.
And it leads to a sort of... You would describe it more like a palace, like the entrance door to a palace or a manor. There's 2 sets of curved staircases going up to a landing, which seems to then go back even further and then goes sideways. Sort of like this, if I
Okay.
crudely draw it.
Yeah, I have a good visualization in my head of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sure if I wanted to find an image of what I wanted, it was like be impossible, but it's that sort of shape. It has lush red carpets on it with gold trim. Again, there's more of this this tiled floor. You do note this floor is marble, and it is blue and red marble tiles, as opposed to the black and white, sort of more ceramic ones in the main hall.
Is there a layer of dust like everywhere, outside with the barricade, or is this will look much more like it has been in use?
A mix of A and B. It's definitely been in use, but it hasn't been maintained.
Okay.
So the carpets have dirt ground into them. There's dust sort of around the edges. As you look around, there is 3 sets of doors off this room. One below the staircase, and one off either side. You also note as you look around, there is strange sets of armor. They're definitely for human, but you've never seen anything like it, and I can't be bothered to look it up. Actually, I will.
Definitely not your standard issue flak armor.
Yeah, it's definitely designed for humans, but you've not seen anything like it before.
Mm-hmm.
I like how I'm just using Google in my other tab. Let me actually, just in case I run into... I don't trust Google. Oh, God damn it, why is it like... You find a good image and it's just like the size of like your thumb.
Yeah, or it's on Pinterest and you can't link it.
It's on Pinterest and you can't look at it.
Yeah.
You need an account.
No, you just need to work magic to look at this image.
I was being sarcastic.
But yeah, so yeah, gosh, that's a real shame because I actually really like that one. That's not a bad one. Sorry, I've decided that I'm going to be really visually imaging today this week.
Yeah, no, it happened.
But I've decided to not do any prep in advance. So, there doesn't seem to be anyone in sight. You can hear movement. It seems to be coming from upstairs, up on the top of the stairs, but...
Alright, head up the stairs and I'll say hello in Gothic.
I'll draw my sword and follow behind Icarus.
Yeah, I will basically stay with them as well, with my sword and shield drawn.
The Skitari are all moving up, weapons drawn.
You start moving up the stairs, and when you get to the sort of the top of the second landing where it goes off to the side, so you can see, you know, it goes to balconies that overlook the main chamber. And there's a number of doors off, you know, either side. You see to your, what would be your left, where it would go back behind where you currently are. You see the shadow, a bit of movement, as a door slams shut, and you hear a trunk. And there continues to be sounds of muffled movement and such.
Okay, I'll walk on up and I'll say, good man, we are not here to fight. We simply need to speak to your leader here.
No response. There's just more movement from behind the door. No, not movement. The sound of movement from behind the door.
Do you have a leader here?
No response. Continues
Well, Icarus is doing that. You said there was another door?
There's a number of doors on this landing.
Okay.
These are just normal sized doors.
So I will go to the one directly opposite the one Icarus is at, and I will try to open it.
Cool. You open this, and it leads to some sort of monitor room, you would describe it as. I'm trying to keep this in a way that your character would see it, as opposed to you would see it. There is a large cogitator bank array on the ground, on the, yeah, there's a large desk, and there's a large cogitator array on it, and there are dozens of monitors. They seem to be pick feeds of the outside world. As you're looking, you can see that it mostly shows around the palace, and the palace is the only word you can really think of for this. As you're watching, you see odd shapes on one of the cameras.
Cool. Well, can we sort of make out what kind of shapes those are?
You want to zoom in and enhance cliche.
I'm sorry?
Zoom in and enhance. It's a cliche in movies, which doesn't actually work. I like my CSI. Leave me alone. I really like CSI, sorry. But no, as you sort of, yeah, you can zoom in a bit. And they seem to be, they're about human size, but they're bigger human. More like bulky human size. They don't seem to work. As you watch them, you get the distinct impression that they've seen people walk, but haven't quite mastered it. Their movements are a bit jerky and twitchy, and they seem to lurch as well. And you also get the distinct impression that if you were watching these in person, they wouldn't quite be touching the ground. They seem to be wearing bulky suits of armour, although a lot of it seems to be made out of scrap or whatever else.
Is this from the feed inside or outside?
Outside. There is no interior feeds on this.
Okay.
And they're floating off the ground?
You can't tell for sure, but you get the feeling like they're not walking.
Icarus puts his phone back on.
Sorry, I missed that.
Icarus is putting his helmet back on.
Does it look like it's heading towards the door we came through to get inside?
It does indeed.
So we should probably mount barricades.
Yeah. Mordecai and the other Skitari will move in to take up defensive perimeter, because this thing could be hostile.
Mhm.
While the rest of the team does whatever they want.
Cool. Does anyone remain watching the cameras?
I will.
Okay.
So yeah, you watch the camera that's right out front of the palace. There was where the protest was, and you see it lumber into view. Serene, give me a ballistic skill test.
Alright, bonuses for aim and stuff?
Yeah,
I see.
normal ballistic skill test. Size 4 target, so no additional modifiers.
Alright. Would I get a full aim or a half aim?
You can get a full aim if you want to sit there and full aim for 6 seconds.
Range? Short, I assume?
Yeah, sure. Actually, what is the range on your weapons?
150 for the galvanic and 30 for the phosphorus pistol.
Galvanic would be in short, the pistol would be at standard.
Okay. This is the galvanic rifle.
That's it. Roll me a damage.
And boom, that hits, so I get a plus 20 because I double tap. Okay, they both hit.
Cool. Whopping 7 damage from both. Congratulations.
Oh wow.
Yep.
So yeah, you sort of put 2 rounds into this thing, and like I assume your squad opens up as well.
Of course.
A number of solid hits from the squad, and this thing keeps lumbering forward. As you watch, you can definitely tell this thing isn't walking. It's trying to walk. It's making all the movements of walking. But if it was in fact walking, it would not be walking, if that makes sense.
It just doesn't have the moments to actually walk. It'd probably fall over.
Yeah, if this thing was walking like a normal person, it physically wouldn't be able to.
Right.
Okay.
I will radio to the PCs what's happening, and we just keep firing, not taking risks. If it floats, it's obviously needing to be quite duly destroyed.
Yeah.
See, I would love to actually be able to have a voice mod later. One day I'm gonna have to set one up to see if I can like do some proper stuff, because I just had a really good idea for this thing and I can't do it now.
Ah.
Oh.
Oh well. So yeah, can the person on the cameras give me a awareness test, please?
Awareness test, you said?
Awareness test.
Ooh.
Cool. I'll get back to what you see in a moment, but Mordecai,
Yes.
you put a number of rounds in it. Do you just continue firing until it goes down, or do you stop after a few rounds?
The squad will put 5 rounds each into it and see what happens, because this is a warp world, so something odd might happen.
Okay. Let me roll some dice.
I don't want the Metal Gear Solid 5 flame dude thing to happen, where you put a ton of bullets into it, it kind of curls up and just shoots them all back, kind of thing.
Yeah. After a few moments, it Near towards the end of the round, the firing, it does indeed crumple. But it doesn't just crumple. It's like everything, like the mass, the body, just stops being there and sucks in, like it creates a vacuum. So all the armor crumples in, and Baltu suddenly arrives.
Yes, I am sorry for being late, but I'm going to have to drop out of this because the hour is untenable for me.
Oh, is it? Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Mm.
I have dinner at the time we start.
Oh. Right.
And you try explaining to people not living in the digital age if you have something online.
My mother doesn't understand, because it means I'm out of her hair. So. But yeah, okay, no, that's understandable. I'll have to try and see if I can get someone else in, just so, on the off chance one of the people aren't here, they can have more cover. That makes sense. But anyway, no, that's... Do you want to stay for this session, or do you want to...
I'm just going to do something else because I'm kind of irritated at people.
Crap, okay.
Okay.
Have fun.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Mm.
Sadness.
So, much sadness. But no, So, yep, after a few moments, it, like, eventually crumples to the ground. But as I say, saying, all its armor sucks inwards and, like, implodes, effectively.
Right.
Hmm?
Seeing this thing in person, kind of like, was it just armor? Now that we got, like, an up-close look? Or could we see, like, there was actually something inside there, like, controlling it?
You couldn't see through the armor,
Alright.
because it's armor.
Yeah, but there's, like, gaps in armors for the joints sometimes, so I was wondering if that was kind of a thing for this.
It
not.
seemed to be covered, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Icarus on the cameras. So, when you saw it being shot, you saw black lightning arcing from it.
So what?
Black lightning arcing from it.
From the armor.
Yes, arcing backwards. The people shooting it in real, not real life, because that's not right.
Shooting it frontally.
Yeah, from like not seeing it through a camera, didn't see that, but you on the cameras did. You also see, watching the cameras, maybe a dozen more start wandering out from the various places.
Okay, follow down. There's more coming out of other buildings, and there's some weird. What was that lightning coming out of there?
Lightning? What are you talking about?
It's like a black electrical sparks coming off of that armor.
Grab a
We
piece of
didn't-
it.
We didn't see any of it. When it went down, it's just kind of sucked in, so going near it might not be the best idea. Could have secondary effects.
Okay. I have an idea.
You said there was more coming, Icarus?
Yeah, they're well. Actually, I'll look back to the cameras. Does it look like they're coming to this building?
They all seem to be moving. They're not coming out of buildings. They are coming down the streets. You suspect they come straight out from the storm, and they do. Most of them seem to be making their way here. A few seem to be going to other places.
Okay, some are coming. Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna run out to where the Skitari fought this thing, and I'm going to cast Sign of Science to see if there's any sort. Thank you. To see if there's anything warpy about it.
Sure. Roll me a 1d100. Well, roll your normal test then, please. And also roll me a 1d10 as well. So. Okay. You don't cause anything additional to happen, but You do get the nagging feeling there's something not natural, something warpy with these entities.
Big surprise.
I knew it.
I knew. Things, warp beasts on a warp planet are actually related to the warp. Sorry.
Brilliant observation.
So, how much time did we have before these things would get here?
Not long. 30 seconds before the first ones are in the firing line.
Okay. Was this the building with the planetary defense thing?
Yes, this is
Most
the building
likely.
that is suspected to have the planetary defense system.
So we better see that we find this planetary defense system and disable it.
Rachel just made a roll.
Yes, I was waiting for an opportunity to talk again. Because everyone's...
Gotcha.
These are not normal warp entities. They're not like demons in the sense. They certainly are beasts of the warp, but they're not run-of-the-mill demons. They seem to be sort of... Demon engines would be a way to describe it, but they're nowhere near as big or as bound. Demon armor is probably the best you could think of. Being yeah, except that you don't know, you don't have you get the feeling there's probably, it might be like a corpse that's being corrupted, if that makes sense, like the skeletal remains of a human that's being corrupted into something that's armor and then shambled along, or possibly a human mind that's being corrupted and trapped here, and so is possessing whatever and trying to shamble it along. It's certainly not like your bog standard demons of Slanesh or whatever, because they get boring and dull and I can't be asked to deal with them.
Well, that would explain why the crowd ran when they saw. This would explain why the crowd ran when they saw us.
Yes. Do you like? Compared to them, you're like really nice and organized and uniform. These things, now you've seen multiple of them, are much more like whatever is available, if that makes sense. Scrap metal, old cloth, whatever they can find to make their shells. Whereas you are actual suits of armor, but they might have just seen it on and panicked in response. So, you're not able to get too much more. It seems like the cameras are on a closed system. Almost like someone that isn't the Imperium designed this. And had like...
Are there cameras to other rooms inside the building then?
Yes, you do get that. You do realize there are a number of other closed systems for various like subsystems and stuff. So like ventilation is on its own system, and heat control is on its own system, and all that sort of stuff. You are unable to access any of it though.
Can I look into the room across the hall with the is there a camera in there?
You can't tell. You can't get access to the other camera systems. If that makes sense.
Okay.
You know there is an internal camera system because you can sort of like see its blueprint. Not blueprint. It's sort of readings. I have not read President Vampire series, so I'm glad you're making references to something that I don't know.
I am so sorry.
That's fine. Now I'm so used to it by this point. It's not.
I'm just reminded of something in that. Of something that showed up in that series. So.
So yeah. What do you guys do?
I propose that we find the planetary defense system, disable it, and try and get a message back to the ship. And well, I believe that some heresy has been committed here.
That's a
No.
I mean, it is a
thought.
warp planet, so
Well, we need to at least do like the first couple things that I mentioned. We can deal with the last one later.
mhm.
yes. Mordecai and the Skatari can stay here and just hold down this spot while you guys look around.
Supposed it works, yeah.
Mordecai should
It's
go
the-
with PCs so that he's not separated from the party for the rest of the campaign.
I mean, it's not fully separating the party as such.
No, but Serene's going to be tied down and not going to, contribute to the investigation.
Well, we could say the NPC squad stays down here, and
The other, Mordecai goes with the PCs.
yeah.
Because otherwise, like, I'm just aware, I don't want, like, someone sitting here for 3 hours doing absolutely nothing.
Mhm.
Because they make poor life choices.
I mean, I guess if you guys need me that bad. No, I'm fine with this.
Come
I say do a staggering retreat.
Oh, you want us to try and stand in fights. If you go back to the cameras, you see there are dozens now. It's not just a single dozen, but there are, like, multiple cameras are filled with them. They seem to be most of them seem to be pouring straight towards the castle, the palace.
So, do we have any idea where the planetary defense might be? Any, like, ideal route that we have?
Nope, you've never encountered this building before.
Mm.
You can give me a straight intelligence test, try and make an educated guess, but
Could anyone, or just...
anyone could try and make an educated guess. Cynthia. Going back to you for checking rooms. A lot of the rooms on this floor seem to be like various sorts of lounges. A lot of them seem to be in very poor condition. At least on the ground floor. Not the ground floor, the first floor.
Did I miss a request for a roll?
I said people can make an intelligence test for try and make an educated guess where the control panel is. The defense systems are.
Well, the cannon itself should be somewhere near the roof.
Mhm.
Not sure where the controls would be.
I'm too busy opening and checking doors.
Yeah. A lot of the doors seem to be sort of like lounges and such.
Mhm.
And yeah, you do find on the other side, so, in my amazing diagram,
Mhm.
the purple splot is the control panel, and the blue is the barricaded door. You do go onto the other side, and find that this door up here seems to be leading to a staircase.
I inform the rest of the party about this, and once I have someone else with me, I make my way to that staircase.
So do you all fall back and regroup?
Yes.
The Skitari, you now start hearing the Skitari like opening full blown, like into the group outside. You hear a grenade go off, as you start making your way up the stairs. You soon reach a landing, which seems to lead to it's a very large hallway, and it's kind of got like chairs and tables like scattered about. So it's less of like just a hallway and more of like a hallway mixed with lounge. And there are a number of doors off. If you start checking them, they seem to lead to bedrooms, large grand suites. A number of them do seem to be lived in.
How strange.
As Skype echoes in the background.
That scared the shit out of me. Everybody on Skype went offline, and then suddenly, so sorry.
So yeah, you're in this hallway and you look around, and there's a door at the far end. You open it, and you seem to enter onto some sort of landing bay. Not landing, hangar bay. And there is indeed a blue shuttle here. There is... Oh, did I get echo?
Oh, no, I just said, huh.
Right. Sorry, I missed that. You look at... for reference, the blue shuttles are the ones which had the ghosts from before. The warp ghosties, all these things. Because when you...
But they were nice for ghosts.
Yeah, they were
nice.
nice. Yes. A bit confused, but otherwise nice.
Well, yeah.
As you look out, there's a big, large hangar door bay, and there is another set of doors on the far side, as well as a control panel, control booth up above. What do you do?
You try to access the control panel.
Control booth? Yep, you go up. And you can access the control booth. What do you do when you get there?
Well, are there any? Basically, I want to look at the settings, see what the equipment is showing right now.
It seems to have been sort of just checking the shuttle over. The shuttle seems to be fine, if nearly out of fuel.
Check for a flight log, like, when ships are taken off and such, because we did come across a shuttle with these similar blue markings, if I recall correctly, on our way to this place.
You've encountered it 4 times before. Well, twice before. You encountered 3 when you met the strange warpy ghosts, and then you encountered a crash one just outside of the no warp zone. So you, for some reason, the clocks on the thing stopped at some point, but they, or like completely defuncted. But they do seem to still keep records despite being defuncted, relative to its defuncting. If that makes sense. You're 99% sure that is not the year 0. Well, technically it's the year 1 on the clock counting system, which you're sure is not true.
Is there a communication device here?
Yes, but you'd have to power up the ship to do so.
Is all of the crew present in it? Dead or
nope,
whatever?
There does not seem to be any crew on board. There's still those machine crew, which you saw from the other one. I believe I said there were 3.
I believe so. Right.
They seem to be on board and offline.
Right. Turning on the ship might cause these guys to freak out, so I'm going to have someone disable 2 of them at least, so that if they do come online, they can't do anything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one, I just want to shut the arms down on it. I would do it myself, but I couldn't get everything, so I don't have tech use.
Fair enough.
You want me to make a tech use test then?
Sure. You suspect these things are completely out of power, and you wouldn't be able to get them on even if you tried.
Okay, they're offline.
Alright. If we're gonna turn the ship on, I guess it should be safe. Fucking Skype people, please.
Why don't you just, like, put Skype into, like, offline mode or something?
Yeah.
I literally have it set to where I'm busy and it shouldn't push any notifications to me, but it keeps pushing notifications to me.
Mm.
And I don't know why.
It's because you should just go to Discord.
It's Mia. She doesn't like going to Discord for some reason.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's also a group that I have now completely left for the time being.
No, no. So, yeah. You turn the ship on, and it sort of crackles into life. As you... does any of you have operate Aeronautica?
Nope. Only surface.
No. Our ship person couldn't come because he's a filthy Xeno.
Yes, and he wouldn't fit in the armor that requires you to not die on this planet.
Yes.
So, you check. You, like, power the ship on. You think you can get the communication system working? Who do you wish to communicate?
I want to try to contact the crew.
The crew?
Yeah, the crew from this ship. Assuming that they have communication devices in their suits or on them handheld ones.
When you try and do that, you first off realise that there is a readout for all the crew. All but one of the crew members seems to be flatlining. There appears to be one crew member left. Do you wish to communicate them?
Yes. I'm going to say, hello, surviving crew member of the Blue Shuttle. We are here in peace. Your fellow crew members and the other have asked us to contact you.
There's a bit of a crackle at first, but then somebody replies, like, hello? Someone's using this system. From the other shuttles, but no, everyone from the... We couldn't contact 1, 3, and 4. They should be dead now. Or back at base at least.
They are. They just haven't realized it yet.
Who is this? Some sort of elaborate joke.
No, this is Lord Heresy speak, and
Never heard of him.
we are. But I'm sure you haven't. We are here to turn off the weapon that has been activated.
But
It's downing other ships.
yes, and there's no way to turn it off without disabling all the power. But if you disable all the power, you're gonna have the entire warp storms hitting this place. It's the only reason why those people outside are alive. That and the cryostasis, which we accidentally broke.
Okay, so they were in stasis when you first got here?
Yes. This place seemed to have been some sort of emergency bunker, had some sort of emergency bunker underneath, with an extensive cryostasis array. When we arrived, and activated the power, it deactivated the cryostasis, which awoke them all. We haven't been able to get anyone out back into cryostasis. We've only been able to get a few cryopods back online.
Have you been able to communicate with the people that were in cryo?
A few. Yeah, a few. They speak Proto-Gothic. No. Yeah, a sort of Proto-Gothic.
They ran as soon as they saw us. Then we noticed that there are some armored creatures from the warp that have attacked as well.
The Shadow Armors? They shouldn't be attacking now, and oh, right, you came through this barrier, right?
Indeed.
Yes.
That makes sense. Size. The Shadow Armors can't penetrate the barrier. Or they have to be certain strength to penetrate the barrier. But unless somebody else penetrates the barrier beforehand, causing like a ripple effect, it weakens the barrier temporarily to allow people through, and the Shadow Armors attack them. So long as you don't have any open doors, they should be good. When they have weird rules. It's like some old urban myths. It's weird. If a property has an open door, they can enter, but if it has a closed door, they can't. It's very strange. So long as the palace doors are closed, everything will be fine.
Okay, I think this would be a good time to radio the people down in the hallway to shut doors, and they'll be fine.
Okay. The Skitari respond of like, we can't get back into the main hall. We're already on the stairs.
Well, get into a room and shut the door. They can't apparently. Well, I don't know. I guess they can. Go back to the.
Go back to the what?
Obviously, the transmission is ended.
Icarus.
Yes.
You cut out halfway through what you were saying.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I would be asking. Can the armors open a door once they're inside the building?
Yes. Yes, they can. They can also batter down doors if they can't open it. Well, it's weird. Well, it's only if they get inside the building can they do that. If they're outside, they can't enter. They can't do anything.
Well, there are many inside this building now.
Icarus, ask them how they react to a Gellerfield.
How do they react to a Gallopfield?
Well, they've got to be a certain strength to pass through it, at which point they usually cause a ripple effect to allow others through. When you enter, when you entered the building, you caused such a ripple effect. Oh, not the building, but entered the area. It's why they're attacking. The sounds of fighting are slowly getting closer.
Right. I will let the Skitari know that about the Gellerfield. So they have something to fall back on if they need to.
Fall back where?
No, they have the Gellerfield generator, because if I remember right, it was this big thing that required a few people to, like, move.
Oh, yeah,
So they have that to fall back to if they just can't move anymore, and they just need something.
that big device that they haven't worked out to use.
They will figure it out if they have to, I hope. Or they'll die.
Going
That's fine.
about your people is,
Yeah.
Oh, see.
A little. Eh.
So do these armors have a particular weakness?
massive damage. Or energy. If they receive a lot of energy, they can usually overload. And they can't hold the armor. If they have too much energy, they struggle to hold the armor in place, which means you can shoot them directly, which means they crumple and die.
Mm-hmm.
Are you inside this central building here?
Yes, in a very safe place. Please leave me alone. Don't come here. I don't want to die. You've got the armors in! Ah!
Well, it would have been easier if you just opened the door and talked to us the first time we asked.
Huh? Who are you talking about? I'm in the basement.
Oh, then that's interesting because we heard sounds and a door locking here on the main floor.
And you assumed that I was the only person that could possibly be here?
Yes.
No, this place used to be, from what I've gathered, my proto-Gothic is very bad, but this place used to be some sort of noble's place, like a mayor or some local lord or something. I never quite worked out his title. However, he and his personal staff and such survived, and they kept the palace. I think there's also a bit of the military here as well. I'm not sure. But they were able to hold the palace. They did open up, well, they didn't choose to open up when the storm hit, but they were open when the storm hit and a number of refugees arrived. After the storm, they kicked the refugees out, which is the population outside the streets.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way they can keep them out there is... I'm not sure, actually. I was going to say they understand the generator, but I honestly don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you probably run into the local population, but however, you're explorers, right? So you speak Proto-Gothic, right? Standard.
No, we do not speak Proto-Gothic.
What sort of explorers are you?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm having way too much fun with this guy. I'm sorry.
Yes, what type of explorers we were.
We're the kind of explorers that don't speak Proto-Gothic.
Yes, the crap kind that get everyone killed! Ah!
Well, that may be, in fact.
Oh, good. I'm glad you admit your mix.
So you're telling us that the only way to turn off the defense system is to turn off the Geller field, which will open this entire area to the warp?
Yes. And kill everyone. Because there's a lot of nasty things outside that want to get in.
Well, indeed there are, but that's just shit engineering.
I second that notion.
Third the notion.
Oh, would there be a way to adjust the targeting system to allow shuttles in?
Maybe? I don't know.
Well, where can we look at this?
On the roof.
All right, thank you. Out.
Okay then. Now what should people do?
I want to go to. I think we should probably go on up to the roof and see if we can adjust the weapons so that it won't shoot down our shuttles.
How are you
That's
going to
a
get
good
to
plan.
You're currently not on the roof. How are you going to get there?
Can we find stairs up?
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but like, you don't know where any stairs up are.
Right. So I'm looking for stairs up.
Sorry, you're doing it about the most generic way possible, and I was kind of like, you know, thinking you might do something a bit more creative. Sorry. You're currently in a hangar bay. There is the door which you came through, which leads to a hall which seems to lead to a bunch of guest rooms. A hangar bay door, which probably leads to the landing pad you saw when you were outside. And another door off this room, which you haven't been through.
Well, if we can't find stairs, we can at least go outside and climb this out of the building, which we probably should not do. Got options, at least.
No, I'm just saying I'm not going to magically give you the stairs. Like,
Yeah.
you have to go about exploring.
Yeah.
And I'm
Okay,
trying
I
to
guess
work
we'll-
out which way you're going to go about exploring, because just saying I'm going exploring doesn't help me.
We'll go to the door, the door that we had not gone through, off the hangar bay here.
Okay.
Before we go through, I would like to listen to see if we can hear any of the armors on that side.
You listen to the door. Doesn't seem like there's any sound coming through it, so you... Yep, nope, there's absolutely no sound coming through it whatsoever. You open it, and there's 10 billion armors, and they murder all your faces at the end. No,
We'll see you guys next week.
no, you open the door, and you appear to be in some sort of, it's a bit like a waiting room. It's a departure lounge. That's the word I was looking for. It's a bit like a departure lounge. So there's like some nice seats, a small bar. Can you tell I've never been in a departure lounge? And there's some more doors off. There's one going straight and there's one going right. Right you would believe goes into the building, straight would go along the outer wall.
I'd like to go straight.
Okay. You carry on going straight, it leads into a hallway. This seems to be more of a... it seems to be less travelled. It's a bit like a view... You think at some point this was actually a viewing gallery, But now all the shutters that lead outside to the are down, and a number of the windows are broken. You continue along until you reach a staircase. It seems to be some sort of tower. You suspect one of the towers you saw from the outside.
Yeah, the stairs go both up and down.
They do.
Let's see if these will take us to the roof.
Cool.
Yep.
So,
The entire way I relay our path to the Skitarii team.
they,
by the way.
yeah, they have to keep falling back quite often.
Yeah. I just don't want them to run to our last known position like, well, they're gone. So, keep them up to date.
They have already taken one casualty.
In service of the Omnissiah.
Well, yeah, it happens.
So yeah, you start heading up, and you see the very top of the tower is actually damaged.
Okay, everyone make sure your helmets are on.
You're still breathing the stale, cold air that you have been before. If you weren't wearing your helmet, which I don't think was anyone. But as you reach it, the sort of top... It's a big spiral staircase, but like the top two landings are and stairs are basically all but destroyed. The door leading, you suspect, outside to the roof is just hanging loose on its hinge.
Is there a way for us to climb up to that door?
There's the broken remains of the staircase, if you want to try and risk that.
Well, I don't want to, but somebody else in the group might.
I mean, I have a grapnel.
Yeah?
Okay, give me a ballistic skill test.
I am not very good at ballistic skill.
Would you like me to do it for you?
Please do.
Alright, I will take your grapnel. Take aim. I assume all the basic shooting stuff applies.
Yeah, single shot, normal aim, blah 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 blah.
Standard range, short, at
Standard range.
grapnels. We're good?
Give me a strength test as well.
Oh, fuck.
Someone else can pull it if you want.
Someone else pull this. I have 25 strength.
Okay, yeah. Any modifiers?
Plus 10.
Cool. Is that already for people helping me, or
No, that's just you pulling.
I will
would
help.
someone help me?
I'll help.
Cool.
Cool. You give it a nice sturdy tug to make sure it's insecure.
Mhm.
It does seem to be.
Okay. And yes, then I will try to climb across to the door.
Sorry, I'm just stretching my back. So yeah, you climb up. You reach the... I'm not going to make you make a test. You reach the landing.
Okay.
And it is the roof, but not the roof you wanted.
Okay, but from there I can probably make out where's the roof we want to
Yeah, so you're
use,
here, and it's like a tower. Ignore that tense.
Mhm.
There's the landing you're at, and then it's like a bit like a wedding cake sort of thing, tiered building.
Okay.
You are on the roof and you are outside, but you are not.
I'm about here. Right?
Yeah, you are the grey blob.
Hmm? Do I see any sort of door into this main building?
Yeah, you can see a service door in. It's not less. It's less of a service door and more of a door. But
Well, yeah.
it's like
I
you note that this door isn't just like a normal wooden or light metal door. It is in fact a reinforced door.
Mm-hmm.
When you try it, it is locked.
Damn it. I'm not skilled with security, unfortunately. But I currently have a quite nasty blade, this transonic sword, which is sort of like a power sword. It gains massive penetration bony when it strikes the same material multiple times.
Is anyone else going up?
Oh yeah, I'm going up.
Same.
Icarus is waiting to see if they can get in the building first.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, with your Transonic blade, you are able to break your way in.
Yeah.
These Skitari give you a feedback report. At this point, they are in the hangar bay.
Okay.
So they are ever slowly creeping up on you.
Is anybody in the squad of Skitari capable of flying?
Flying? No.
I tell them if they need to, they can scuttle the ship to give themselves some time. I trust them to know how to do a controlled demolition. Or whatever they need to do with it. Because our main priority is keeping the armors off of us so we can deal with the gun. And if they get to us, we might not be able to do that. So
It does seem like a lot of the armors are going straight for them. If you look out, because you're on the roof, you can look down. You can see there is still a number of armors. The streets aren't like packed, but they're still like... they're not empty.
Yeah.
And they all seem to be streaming towards the palace.
Mm-hmm.
right. I still give them the clear to blow the shuttle if they need to buy them and us some time.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, what if they... Oh, we can't fly the shuttle thing, huh?
It doesn't have fuel anymore, right?
It is... it's not empty, but it doesn't have much fuel.
Yeah, so an explosion shouldn't be too big. And I trust them to be smart enough to make it reasonable.
Mm-hmm. No, that was more, could we use that shuttle to get away? But probably not.
No one has pilot training, correct?
That's also true.
So, and if I remember correctly, when Zetar asked about piloting down here, it would be hard for him.
Mm.
And he's
No,
not a trained
it
pilot.
wouldn't be hard for him, it'd be impossible for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with how does only the specially trained pilots can. Anyway, after we have cut and bolted down the door,
I was going to say, are you sure you want to scuttle the ship? Because the ship is right next to the only landing pad you know.
With how many there are, it might be better that once we take the gun down that they just pull us off the roof. Fighting back down to the landing pad might not be possible, with how many that there are, from what I'm kind of visualizing.
Okay, fair enough. If you want to go with that.
Anybody else think that's a
as
good idea?
I understood it, blowing up that shuttle is an emergency plan.
Yeah, I don't know that that's actually going to help because, these armors, I don't know how well they climb. I suppose they could climb if they can, like, float around while they're walking. But, there's a definite choke point if we get through this hanging open door that they would be able to fire into if they can just retreat to that to the earth.
Yeah. So, if nobody's against them scuttling the ship if they have to, I think it might be better than us having to fight back down through to get to the hangar bay. Because they are being followed as they come towards us, so there's just going to be armor in between us and the hangar bay. Which is why I'm thinking just scuttle the ship if need be.
I'll leave you guys talking about this for a minute. I'm going to go run and do something for a second. So you
Right.
guys decide what you want to do and then can feed back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that scuttling the ship is going to help anything.
Well, they're being followed, so if they can scuttle the ship, they could take a great number of them with the explosion as they pull back, because as I've understood it so far, the armor is literally just following them the entire way. So there's like a large horde of them just tunneling after the Skitarii team. So blowing it up would deal with quite a bit of number and maybe give us some air.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
It makes sense. I'm not sure how much extra time it would give us.
The armors are not too mobile, right? Or
They're slow.
yeah,
Mhm.
so slow and lumbering.
So a secondary thing that might come up is if the ship explodes, it could create a hole in the floor,
Hmm.
which makes impassable terrain, so it might make the armors have to go around as well. Because really, once we deal with this gun, we can just get out of here. We have a ship that can just pick us up off the roof. So we have no reason to go back down.
Hmm.
So that's kind of like my reasoning on it.
Yeah.
Sorry, if they think it will help, then I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I just don't want to run into the situation where we destroy the gun, we have to go back down past the armor, and just get surrounded and incapable of getting out.
Well, I don't think it's not our shuttle that's down there, right? So I don't know that it would matter if we spell it or not. We can still have our people come to the roof for us.
Mm-hmm. Guess that's right.
Where I stand, I guess I'm okay with doing it as if they think that it's going to make our success more likely.
I'm back. Back again.
Welcome back.
Cat, no.
Cat, yeah. So what's Cat doing?
Constantly trying to get into my lap.
Mm. No.
So yeah. What are you doing?
I'm climbing up as it's looking more and more like we're going to have to go up this way.
I meant about the shuttle, sorry.
I think we're leaving it up to these Skitarii. But then the Skitarii. I guess they're blowing it up.
Okay. If you were just leaving it to them, they'll blow it up.
Yep.
Because they are falling back rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Alright.
Now, this is a suit, like... Yeah. No, that's fine. I don't need to inform you of anything else. So yeah. You proceed to... you enter into the room. It seems like some sort of guard room. This room doesn't seem to be being touched at all in a very long time. There is a door making the GM go to sleep, leading deeper into the building. Your hands are inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
These upper levels seem to be more for security and defense, as opposed to lower levels, which seem to be more for, like, entertaining people and having balls. You pass through a number of, like, barracks and even, like, a shooting range. You don't find an armory, and eventually you reach a central elevator.
Mm-hmm.
Or you believe it's a central elevator. The doors are currently closed.
Try to call the elevator.
Yeah, give it a try.
Okay. You call the elevator. It takes a moment, but eventually it arrives. And the doors open. And in front of you is a suit of armor.
This
That's
is my
just
favorite.
Is it moving, or is it just a suit of armor?
It is indeed moving. As described before, it doesn't. It like kind of lurches out towards you. Its movements seem like it's someone who has seen movement but doesn't understand it. Lurchy and jagged. And if this wasn't suspended by some sort of warp beast, most likely not physically impossible.
Web.
It lurches out towards the party. What does the party do?
I pull out my tea set and I set it down. No, I shoot it.
Yeah, I would
I
say.
hide behind the lady of battle.
Chink! Balls of gems.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is heart-wrenching.
Mhm.
Oh dear.
Say
How far away from us is it?
it is point blank.
Perfect. Semi-auto on one gun.
I miss.
I hit both shots from the galvanic. Here comes the phosphorus.
Juliet, your guns always miss on 100, and 100 is always a failure. So, unless you want to spend a fate point.
Yeah, might be better.
Yeah.
I will also spend a fate point and try again.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and draw my sword.
Cool. Yep. Well, you want to try and attack this thing immediately.
Not really, but I suppose I could use my electrolyze gauntlet, but I'm not sure if it will do anything to it.
Yep, I miss anyways.
Several shots ricochet off the back of the elevator as you all open fire.
Mhm.
Cool. Even after all your shots, it still seems to be standing.
Mhm.
It will then. Who would be in the middle of the party?
I
standing in front.
suppose I would be near the front.
Cool. It will make a attack. It will attempt to attack you, like swiping its.
Mhm.
Mordecai would also probably be in the front.
It misses. It misses. Actually, I will say it attacks Mordecai as well. It just sort of like wildly flails at the both of you.
Mhm.
I think that's going to be a miss as well.
I'm gonna do something crazy.
Okay, go for it.
You're gonna pull out 2 grenades and go Herenian?
No, I'm going to use the power of the warp.
Okay.
Oh god.
You want to kill us all with possession?
Roll. Roll second power. Do it. Do it.
Just give me a minute.
Mhm.
Okay. So everyone had
Yeah, this is my first time using a psychic power in Dark Heresy, period. So I'm just going over the rules to make sure that I'm doing this right.
Cool, because I've only used them once myself, because I had to, because Serene's a Muppet.
I can help you because I use psychers a lot. They don't always end out well for me, like ever, but I can help
Yeah.
you.
You
So-
use psychers a lot, they just don't last overly long.
This is true. They're not meant to. So, what spell are you using? Well, I say spell, but
What spell are you using? I cast
It's
a Vatican
close enough.
I'm going to. I'm gonna use smite.
right.
Okay.
So that should be. Do you have a psychic focus?
I do have a psychic focus.
So overall, I think the test should be at a +20.
Wait, hold on one second.
Okay.
Let me just make sure.
Take your time.
Oh yeah, I do have a psi focus.
Yep, that's a +10 to every psi focus test.
Okay.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Da-da-dum.
Ma-na-na-na-na.
So on the sheet, that's what am I rolling exactly? I don't really see what
Willpower.
I'm putting.
Willpower.
Okay.
Ma-na-na-na. Ma-na-na-na. Ma-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Power.
Unlimited power.
Okay.
So it should be your willpower plus 10 from your psi focus.
You
Wait,
put a plus
what?
in.
Oh, I did.
Wah, wah.
Let me try again.
It would have been a 49. Yeah,
It
49.
actually would have been a 59 because I have well, my base willpower. My base willpower is 39, and I have intermediate advancement on it, so that makes it a 49. Correct?
Should.
So it's
Yeah.
39 plus your psi focus, which makes it 49. Did you cast it at your max psi rating or below?
I cast it at. I'll cast it at. I'll cast it at below my max psi rating, so psi rating 1.
You have a psi rating of 2 total,
Yep, that is correct.
plus 10 for that as well.
Okay, and lots of degrees of success. So how this character sheet works is even if you do the drop down boxes, it doesn't affect the number in the score. So you have to
Oh.
manually update that.
Oh, okay. I was apparently. Hold on. I cannot remember what. Yeah. Okay, so I'll need to fix that then afterwards. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So yeah, my base willpower would be 49.
Okay, cool. So that's a lot
Okay.
of degrees of success.
6 or so.
All right, so I made the focus test. And then I cast the power.
Seeing as you have passed and you have rolled no doubles, the power goes off.
Mm-hmm.
Smite,
Right.
because you used it at psi rating 1, you only get 1 hit. So
Okay.
roll smite damage once. After the session, if you stick around a bit, I can run you through the psi rating stuff and all that.
Okay.
So
But for now, let's keep it very simple. So
Yeah.
just roll the damage for smite, which should be
Sonic, a number.
1d10 plus 1 pen 4.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I thought it was 1d10 plus 1, plus psi rating.
Yeah,
It-
you used
it
it at
is,
psi rating
but
1,
you used
so
it.
that's why it's plus 1.
So if you
I
use
was
it-
just making sure I entered it incorrectly.
yeah, I think if you use it in a lower psi rating, it gives you the chance to cast it better, but you don't get it as strong.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Can you also roll me a 1d10, please?
I will, like I said later, I'll give you a little bit more in-depth rundown of how psychic powers work.
Oh
After
shit.
Dun dun dun!
Mhm.
And we all die. The end.
Can you roll me a 1d100? As I find the page I'm looking for, as my PDF reader
Are you
decides to-
looking for Phenomenum or Parry?
I want to look at them first before it decides that actually rolls at something naff. Basically, I'm just like, I gave you fair
On the
warning that
bottom.
using psychic powers here would be nasty.
Right, you did.
What did he roll? 45. 197 in core rulebook.
197, thank you.
Yep. For the phenomenon, Bloody Tears. Blood weeps from the stone and wood within 3d 10 meters of the psyker. If there are any paintings, pic displays, statues, or other representations of people inside the area, they appear to be crying blood. That's phenomenon.
Mm.
It would help if I had Dark Heresy open as opposed to only War. So when I typed it in, I just ended up somewhere in the middle of the armory. I was like, wait, what?
Do you also want the perils?
I would rather have a look and like.
I linked you both the Peril and the Phenomena for
Oh, did you?
45. Yep.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the tables for a second. As I say, I want to have a look at the table.
Fair enough.
Because there may be some secret modifiers which I'm not telling you about.
Ah.
Because I
Fair
don't want it
enough.
to be naff.
Psychic, the...
Yeah, no. Let that light work it out.
Yeah, no, if this was a perils, I'm sorry. And if it's the number you rolled, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because you'd basically kill yourself right here.
Not quite kill. Just zap.
Yeah. That's still pretty nasty damage.
What one are you talking about? 45 on perils.
Yeah, 45 on perils. A psychic mirror.
Psychic mirror.
You deal 1d10 plus 5 energy damage, ignoring armor, to yourself.
No. I do not.
So
If
solve the powers of effect.
if the power would be beneficial.
Ah. Yeah, his my bad, I missed that part.
Yeah.
The might would just go back on himself.
Ow.
That's if Deadlight chooses that one.
Yeah, that is if I choose that one. Can you all make me an agility test, please?
Including me?
Yes, everyone.
Any bonuses?
Plus 10.
Okay, cool. On a plus 10, I would have succeeded.
Okay, that's not
I'm fine.
So I don't think anyone has actually fallen over.
Oh, I
Nope.
think I know what this one is.
Sister Battle has fallen over, apparently. So, the entire building shakes. For maybe a moment.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't just... It's not like violently shake everywhere. It's like it suddenly just turns, like, a few degrees. The suit of armour collapses to the ground. Is fallen over, as is Sister Juliet.
The fuck did you do?
Did you just pick the Earth protests?
Maybe. I'm not telling you.
Well,
That's a
it
great
obviously does, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's not the Earth protests, per se. It's the Earth turned slightly. Or at least the
Yeah.
warp generates the field may or may not have decided that it was going to turn like 2 degrees to the left.
This is
Well.
fine.
Yeah.
So the entire structure may or may not have turned.
Oh.
If you listen closely, you can hear all the furniture slightly slide. It is a beautiful, beautiful sound.
No, it's not, because it's actually
Sorry.
terrifying. Because the elevator is like...
Yeah.
The suit of
Sound of
armour
metal on
has,
metal.
however, fallen prone. So it
Okay.
is back to everyone's turn.
Hmm. I think I'll quick draw my transonic plate and attempt to hit it with it.
Okay.
I step back
Hmm?
so that I can shoot my rifle.
Half aim.
I get out of the way.
Yeah. I will risk an all. All out attacks are full actions, right?
Yes, but you were in melee.
Yeah.
So
Standard attack. Target being prone is a +20, right?
yes, for melee.
As I said, I quick draws the transonic blade.
That's fair.
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
That is a lot of degrees of success.
Yeah, it can't dodge.
Mm.
Serene, were you taking
Takes-
into account that it was shooting into combat?
Yes.
One moment. It is, in fact, 8 degrees, so that would be 15 damage and pen 9.
Okay.
Because transonic activates and triples my penetration against this type of armor.
Okay. Juliet, it's only a half action to stand, not a full. You in fact shoot, Zenku.
Web, roll damage. Can I attempt to dodge that shot?
Yes, because it's not technically your turn.
Mm-hmm. I dodge.
Ah! Shoot passing.
Basically, Juliet scrambles to her feet, brings up that boulder, shoots, and just in that moment, Tengu goes down with that stab to impale the armor, and the bolter sails over his head. Yeah, for Sister Juliet, it would have probably not made a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
So everyone had a chance to attack? Or do what they want to?
Icarus is... Oh, never mind.
Yep.
It was hip shoot.
Icarus.
I fired my last pistol next.
Hmm. Skitja.
Cynthia, whatever your name is.
Skip the
Svimmer?
Yes.
What do you want to
Your
do?
turn.
So let's see. So everyone's attacked. I suppose I can pull out my last pistol and do some non-warpy stuff.
Do more warpy stuff. You know you want to do warpy stuff.
Yes, I do.
But maybe not here.
Yes, maybe not here. That is a good plan. So yes, I will instead pull out my last pistol and shoot at the armor.
Okay.
Unless it is thoroughly dead.
Sure, take a shot.
Okay.
I just realized something.
Mhm.
My pistol has blast 1.
Blast
Would
of
My
1 meter.
pistol. Yeah,
Ah.
blast of 1 meter. And Zengu
So
is in
close.
melee. I don't know if it would hit.
No.
Zengu. Okay.
Okay.
Then you would have shot Zengu with that.
Oh shit.
Wait.
Ah.
Oh no! Wait. No. Wait. Did you fire semi-auto or something?
Did I wait? Hold on. What?
No,
okay.
half aim. Wait. Let's see. Half aim. Standard shot.
Yeah, I just
Point
fired a
blank?
single shot.
Point blank. So plus 50, plus 30. So that would be a hit.
Are you new to these character sheets then?
It's just been a while. So
Okay, no, that's fine. If you on your character sheet, if you click hit, it would walk you through what you need to, like what modifiers you need and stuff on a weapon.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'll do. All right.
In which case, that would have hit. If you click damage, it will roll the damage for you
Mhm.
for the weapon. Yeah, don't put a plus when you get an additional modifier because it breaks it, because it's a bit stupid. It's not the developers, it's the it's just Roll20 how it handles. It just doesn't like it.
Well, I still missed.
No.
No, I would have had your
Let's
first
take
shot.
your first roll,
Yeah, I was taking your first shot.
Oh, the first roll, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you can just roll that.
From the second one.
Mhm.
Okay, so I hit.
Roll damage.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Yeah, you
I
can
know.
just click the damage button right. Yep, there you go.
No, it's still like functional.
Jesus fuck.
It's sort of it goes back to its turn, as it just sort of doesn't really do much, but it just like sort of half float, half stand back up.
Mm-hmm.
Bearing in mind this took an entire squad of Skitarii several turns to shoot down,
Yeah.
so I don't know if you want to keep just like hitting it.
But it uses its full turn to stand up.
Yes.
We need to get the gun, so I don't see any reason why we wouldn't just blow it down.
Do we have any clue how well this elevator works?
Well, it works well enough to bring itself up here from what you assume is a lower floor.
Hmm? Could you give us like a positioning?
This thing is... So, if I get rid of this awful map... sorry, Romulus, you can be my suit of armor for today. Stop it, Serene.
Yeah.
You asked for positioning, so I will give you positioning.
That's
Zengu
okay.
is next to it. Everyone else is sort of standing around in like a circle.
Mhm.
And the elevator is like here.
Okay. So what I suggest, everyone gets around and gets in the elevator. I try to shove that thing away and run in the elevator.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna just half move and shoot.
Sure.
Same.
Okay.
Sure.
I don't get an aim. Point blank.
Well, for like, why does he use CDT
Minus
when no one in the play game uses it?
Oh, what?
Sorry, I was trying to work out when Warfare was gonna start Moonhall, but like he uses American weird time as opposed to, you know, the rest of the party who uses British or GMT.
Yeah.
No, you need to be past the line to be in the elevator.
Yeah. How far is that in feet?
Feet? I don't know. In
Well,
meters, it's
Yeah. Move.
in
move it.
meters everyone can half move to get in. It's about
Okay.
maybe 2 meters out from the elevator.
Okay, cool.
You know what? Because I have the fate points to burn, not burn, spend. I'll use a fate point on the phosphor pistol.
Hmm.
Why? So you don't hit Zengu?
Yeah, so I don't hit Zengu with the phosphor pistol.
Because that is especially nasty.
Yeah, I don't think Zengu wants to be on fire and illuminated.
I don't mind the illumination.
I don't mind being glowy. It's my favorite pastime.
No,
Yeah.
Yep, so
It's worse.
It's not exactly. Well, yeah.
So-
I can at least try to dodge.
yeah. Where's this? Where's that one to hit? Oh, because you semi-lost it. Never mind.
Never mind.
Juliet, what do you want to do?
The fun thing about two-handing weapons is you can semi-auto one and just single fire the other.
Mm-hmm.
You. Wait, what? You open up with a hand flamer.
Are you
Cool.
sure you want to do that and burn everyone?
Yep. Well,
As well
As
as
a
the
skip-
only way you found up.
yeah.
As the
That is-
Scutari of the party, I will give you a 100% chance of that fucking us over more than it. Good choice.
Yeah.
Or you could just shoot it in the head with a bolt.
Or you can just shoot it in the head with a bolt gun.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Omnissiah's praise.
I will say with that blow, that it, the helmet like pings off, exposing the core, which makes it a nice easy kill.
Mhm.
Oh, it's core, not its core, but like its normal raw energy, which is like a black cloud, which then gives stabs and instantly just like causes the armor to crumple into nothingness. Not nothingness, but like crumple in.
Okay, yeah. That
They
also-
do seem to be, unlike the shadow people, these don't have form, and they look like black smoke. The shadow people were just solid blackness of an outline. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just for some reason, my brain went, no, the people from the crash followed us and they put on armor. Scary!
No.
I know they didn't. That's what my brain decided.
Well, your brain is a muppet.
Anyways, I suggest we take the elevator up now.
Onwards.
So yeah, it slowly starts rushing up. Do you reckon that when the building decided to turn slightly, that it really did a number on it?
Sorry.
As it now screeches as it moves up slightly. It does seem to be going quite slow. It eventually stops, not at the top floor, but maybe like halfway up to the floor below it.
Mhm.
Zengu did not take damage.
Okay.
The doors open a little. It's rather easy for anyone to just force them open a bit more to see. And to climb onto
Yeah.
the floor.
Unless, did your galvanic rifle hit me?
No.
I dodged the phosphor shot.
The Galvanic, I rolled an 85 on a 62. As the range has been increased from what I remember, it should have missed you completely.
No, its range didn't increase.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine then.
Okay.
I found out when my Moonhole game's gonna start, which is too early for me, so I'm just gonna ignore it for a while.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna ignore it until I finish this game.
Mhm.
So yeah, you are now on the floor below the top floor.
Mhm.
What do you wish to do?
Look for a way up. Or is there anything here that's like
Yeah.
um
Planetary defense facilities.
There seems to be machinery and ammo storage.
I think we found it, boys.
So
Any computers that would be controlling it?
Not that you can see. This is like a large chamber with a number of racks of, like, shells on it. And there are a number of tracks on the floor to allow the maneuver of shells.
Okay, so this is like a solid projectile gun, or anti-aircraft gun?
It seems to be, yeah.
Is there a ladder that goes up? Well, no. We just all we need is a control panel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anything appear to be like that in the room?
No. There's doors at the back. They look like solid blast doors, but they do seem to have a control panel on them, so you can open them.
I'll give that a shot and try to open the door.
You go up and you open one. It leads to yet more hallways like this, and a sort of spider box comes along. It is it's more like it's a spindly, six-legged creature, made of machines. Yes, made of machines. Good job, brain. Made of steel and brass. It seems well maintained, all things considered. A lot better maintained than everything else here. It moves along the floor. Goes over it, seems to be assessing various trolleys and various shells. Goes up to one of the racks, takes off several shells, puts into... You note that the underside is like a series of clamps, and it sticks several shells into those clamps, and then it goes off.
I would like to follow it.
Okay, it leads to it leads you through several hallways. It goes through. It seems to have a sensor that sets off the doors, so they open for it, and it eventually leads you to a large hallway. A large shaft going up. The shaft has a number of evenly spaced holes, and you watch as this spider just walks up to a wall and starts climbing up it using the handholds, and just goes up.
Well, that's not fair.
And then it goes up and out onto the next floor.
Okay, guys, found a way up maybe, but it's gonna take some climbing.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Right.
Guess what climbing is? Athletics.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm telling other people and not going up myself.
We should make sure that there is no other way before we try to suicidally climb, because climbing is suicide in Warhammer.
No,
Well,
it's not.
Not necessary.
Not nearly as dangerous as fire.
Let me rephrase that then. It's suicide for my character.
It would have been a plus 20 because there's handholds and it's nice and easy.
Minus 20, strength 25.
Oh,
You are a very you skip gym day. You skip every gym day. Not just leg or arm. You just skip the gym.
no. Rachel, not splat. Plus 20 from the handholds.
Obviously, my calibration, all my cybernetics are off. They're a bit weaker than normal, obviously.
By a bit, you mean incredibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He doesn't even understand the idea of lifting.
Yeah.
It is a foreign concept to him.
Would
You think I pick up these guns? No, I have suspensors. They lift themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just full of cogitators. My cogitators figure out how to aim for me. I'm just a talkie box.
I just have a number of skull servitors just carrying my guns around for me.
Yeah. Would my grapnel and line be of any help here?
It would. So yeah, you can get up and you can help the others up. Or I'll say Rachel climbs up. Juliet climbs up first, and she lowers the line down and allows everyone else to climb up.
Hmm?
Again, you all suck at physical exercise.
Bullshit.
No,
Very much so.
I'm fine.
Close.
You would have additional bonuses from having a line and clip harness.
Yeah.
I only did the plus 20.
Yeah, so you get another plus 10 from us basically helping you haul up. So
I forgot the plus 20. I actually made it.
Yeah. So the entire party doesn't go squish.
Yeah, no one goes squish.
No one does.
Great.
Falling damage is the only type of damage I'm actually scared of.
I'm just gonna push you off the building. When you get to the top.
No.
A strong wind will come.
Fire damage is way more terrifying.
Yeah, it depends how tanky you are.
Fire damage is 50% sitting there waiting for death, and the rest is screaming.
Yeah, fire damage is quite funny.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't classify it as scary per se, more annoying as a player.
Yeah.
Falling damage is more like, oh, I failed this check to climb. How high up am I? How much health do I have? Okay. If I don't roll ones, I'm dead.
Oh, look, I rolled all ones. Guess what? I'm still dead.
That
Exactly.
might also happen.
Oh, you fell over half a meter, you're dead. Just instantly
Yeah.
explode.
Unless you're Helga, you'll break your armor first.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, Helga just fell like 50 meters, broke a leg, and just like, huh. And then maybe just walked along and stapled it back on.
Welcome to 40k.
Yeah.
Dark Heresy first was a bit weird in that sense.
Not only in that sense.
That is true. I mean, FFG has always been weird.
Yeah.
Moving
Anyway.
on, I wanna stop talking about the only scary damage in the game.
Anyways, we are now on top of the building.
Yeah, you're on the second. You're on the second sort of armory layer. The Spiderbot has left you. It does not love you.
No. I scream no in tech binary. Or technolingua.
Why? Because it didn't know you.
I
Yeah.
loved it.
That's a
Joking.
You are lightly slapped to restore your box to function.
lie. Just push him off. Just push him
No.
off the edge.
I will not push people off the building.
Oh.
Just like Pop to reset his voice module.
Minus 6 agility test or fall die. No.
If it's just a straight agility test, I have a better chance of passing that than I do strength.
Wow. No, I said it was
I have an
minus.
agility of 46.
No, no test required.
Yes.
So yeah, this hallway goes north and south. Which way do you wish to go?
I vote north.
From the ammo storage we were in. Did we go? Which direction did we go?
You went west to get here.
Oh. Sure, might as well go and try north.
So,
I mean, it's going to be one of them. If it's not the first one, we can turn around.
You go north. You reach another door, which leads to a T-junction. This door, this goes east. You follow it along, and you reach a series of large machinery. You suspect this is
Some
the
kind of
mechanism.
gun? Oh, it's a magnetic railgun like thing?
It's not necessarily magnetic, but it is like the required machinery to run this thing.
Right.
I suppose that's another thing. Oh wait, is this to run just the gun, or is this for all of like the power and demo?
Give me a forbidden law tech use. Forbidden law tech test.
With Scholastic Lore Tech or
Uh,
AdMech work?
Forbidden law admech?
Uh,
I have no tech lore.
I have Scholastic Lore, AdMech, and Tech. Not Forbidden.
Give me scholastic law tech then.
Okay. Any bonuses?
Just give me 3 straight.
I fate the fuck out of that. Hey!
I was gonna say, you believe this is in fact a toaster.
The Holy Toaster, we have found you.
If you destroying it would be the biggest crime. You would
Alright.
stop existing if you destroyed the holy toaster.
Sorry guys, we have to stay here and protect this. We must polish it daily, say the proper litanies,
Oh,
and
no.
protect it.
Gosh darn it.
Welcome back, swimmer. We have found the Holy Toaster.
Neat.
That is the only response. You think that you might be able to disable the gun here. However, you cannot guarantee that you won't disable other systems inadvertently.
Any idea what those systems might be?
Not per se. The weapon seems to be some sort of large mag rail system.
Right.
And you note that it has. There are a number of spider bots going around, sort of like putting in shells and like doing maintenance and stuff. At a sort of rudimentary glance, you suspect that the gun has a number of different shells for the different ranges.
Right. I will turn to the party and I will inform them that other things might go down. Random percentile chances of what the various systems that might go down.
There is
It might... Go ahead, Deadlight.
I was going to say, there's a very slim chance that you could cause a major power cascade and basically turn off every system in the building. There's a better percentage that you only turn off 1 or 2 of the defense systems.
I will give my full Scutari analytical percentile bullshittery numbers.
Okay.
Things I'm not good with.
If we could find, fire control or their detection system and shut that down, maybe that would work as well.
There's an idea.
Arguably, if we can find whatever is controlling the spider bots and we shut them down, they seem to be doing all the maintenance and loading, and we can just break a vital piece and just shut it down that way. And they won't repair it because if we put them offline, they can't.
Sounds good.
Or we could just, if anybody's good at it, we could just set them to just take the machine apart. But we'd have to find a control for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, looking around, does this all look like just gun loading systems?
Gun loading and gun aiming systems.
Okay, I'd like to go to the gun aiming system and see if is that part of the thing that's connected to all this other stuff?
Yes. This isn't control panel. This is machinery.
Oh, right.
This is like the physical. Let's turn the gun up and down, left and right sort of systems. Like how you physically do it. So yes, if you disabled something here, you could stop the gun from aiming,
But as previously mentioned, it would just get fixed eventually.
Yes, by the spider bots. Spider bots. Spider bots.
Spider bots.
Spider bots. You note that there's some different types of spider bots here. These ones seem to have machine, like servo arms of various types that are doing maintenance.
Right.
Left,
Up.
down,
Diagonal right.
forward.
I have invested.
Okay. So what do you guys do?
Is there any sign of where the spider bots seem to be coming and going?
Around. Give me a awareness test.
I think I'm good at that. Is this one of the characters that's good at that? No. Zangu, though. Good job, Zangu. You're on fire today.
Yeah, between Zengu and Icarus, you are able to work out they seem to be coming from a nearby hallway. Do you wish to investigate them?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Sure.
So you follow them, and they lead into a large chamber where there are a number of pods. You note there are a number of spider bots in the pods. A number of pods are also empty. These seem to be a mix of charging and maintenance pods, because as you're watching, a spider bot walks up to one of the filled pods and starts working on a spider bot inside it.
Interesting.
It's almost like a self-maintaining system. You also note that the floor, it's grubby, but not like poorly kept.
Should have maintenance Roombas in here to clean and maintain the floors.
And the maintenance room is not the Dark Age of technology they are looking for.
Is there any control panel in here for the bots?
There doesn't seem to be.
We might just have to brute force this.
You are
Is it
again
constant?
still in like the maintenance area.
I'd like to look at one of the spider bots that's in a pod. Is get a really good look at it. Are there any external controls at all?
Nope, not you can see. There's an antenna on it, but that's about it. Like, it seems to be designed to be an automated system. If someone could operate it, it's remotely, not from the maintenance area you're currently in.
Yes, we need to keep going. And the thing is the places we're looking for could be on a whole different level, or they could be up here. So I guess we just need to exhaust everything up here.
Yeah.
Kind of keep looking. Did the hallway dead end into this room, or is there another exit from this room?
No, there is another exit out of this room. If you that seems to be more like hallways and stuff of like ammo storage.
Yeah. So I think we just need to brute force it and shut the gun down.
That would mean disabling the machinery that passes.
Just be aware that the spider bots may have a secondary function of defense.
Yeah, they might, so we're just going to stay on our toes.
They haven't tried to attack us yet.
Well,
They
we
have
haven't
so
tried to
far.
break anything yet.
They have so far pretty much ignored us, right?
Yes.
They are aware of you because you see one or two sometimes, if they're walking towards you, will just walk around you
Mm-hmm.
Right.
if you don't get out of the way. So they have sensors and they are aware of you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like in this high traffic area, it's much obvious that they are something aware of you, but because there's just so many, you can't always dodge out the way, so they just walk around.
Yeah, so Mordecai will look at the group as like, we're probably going to have to find a rarer part in the machine and just break it and hope they don't have any more.
And it sounded like there are actually more than one gun up here.
Potentially. You haven't actually seen the roof per se, so you couldn't say from here if there's more than one gun.
Good point. Let's check out the this hallway here. This continues.
Mm-hmm.
Which hallway now?
Continue the way we have not yet done.
Okay. You go down there. Can you all give me awareness, please, as I try and untangle my headphones?
God, dick.
No. To whatever Serene said.
Okay.
Oh,
Good
hey,
job,
what's that?
Sophia.
Who succeeded?
Scythia.
Scythia. So as you're going, you spot the elevator from before. Oh, the elevator
Okay.
shaft. The door is open. Do you wish to investigate? The elevator isn't on this floor, though.
Yes.
Mordecai will.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll point this out to the party.
Yep, you go up to the elevator shaft, and you can see that there is, in fact, a door above you in the hallway, in the shaft.
Mm-hmm.
Seems we might be able to get onto the roof outside. There's another door up.
It's almost like you could have done that before instead of wandering around the machinery area. Sorry.
Sure.
Oh, Juliet, you seem to be the best climber.
What do you mean, what day is it? Sunday the 12th. Is that a trick?
That was based on her awareness, I think.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No.
Can we tie a rope to her so that when she falls, she doesn't actually die?
Mm-hmm.
That's what a clip harness is for.
Yeah. Which remind me, was that built in that super armor?
I can't remember now. I don't think maybe. I couldn't tell you.
You did integrate a lot of interesting things in it.
I integrated like 90% of the armor into it.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to go double check. Which go?
No, apparently not.
I mean, you could have picked up clip harnesses before you left,
Yeah.
so it's totally reasonable. You have clip harnesses, so
Yeah.
you eventually climb up onto the roof, which isn't the roof. In fact, it seems to be a control deck for the gun.
Yay!
Well, there
Must
you go.
rejoicing.
Mm-hmm.
Many prayers to the Omnissiah.
It seems to be an array of guns as opposed to a single
Cannon.
cannon.
This building is a bit bigger than I thought it was originally.
Yeah, it's like a defense palace.
Yeah.
It's the guns. It actually has 4 guns.
Mm-hmm.
Four let's say AA batteries. Like they're multi-barreled things, and there's 4
Yeah.
of them.
Back there.
Mm-hmm.
There are a
So
number of control
does-
panels around. So
Yeah, I'd like to try to access a control panel and see if, if one control panel can control all of them, or if each battery has a separate control panel.
give me a tech use test.
Also, can we get a check-up on the Skatar team?
They have lost 2 more members.
Shame.
And they were not able to scuttle the ship in time before they were pushed out of the chamber.
Right.
They have made their way to the staircase. They were able to grapple up. That's why when it lost one of the members trying to hold the staircase long enough for the others to grapple up. They got up into the building, into the sort of secondary main chamber. However, there seems to be stairs from the lower levels, and there's suits of armor pouring in up through. They're currently stuck outside. On the roof area.
Yeah. You might want to fade that first.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I will take things down. I'm used to playing characters that only have one big point, so I don't.
Also, don't you have any related equipment?
I don't think so.
Guess not then. Shall I let you fade that?
Yeah, I'm going to fade it.
Flail my fingers at the control panel.
Voila.
I don't know. This old stuff doesn't make any sense to me.
It's all in gobbledygook.
All in gobbledygook. I can't read gobbledygook.
No.
There is, however, a big red button.
Do it.
Well, fuck.
Do you wish to
Are
push
we
it?
all just gonna take a try at this?
I did.
I mean, when we're all flailing.
So, like, everyone's, like, wandering around, like, I don't know about this one, don't know about this one. Zen gives, like, a sigh, leans on a control panel, catches a lever, and there's an audible You look outside, and before the guns had, like, a sort of charge to them, because they're railguns. Gauss rifles, sort of giant Gauss rifles. As you look now, they've all been powered off. At least the charging section of it.
Well, that was easy.
Found the power. Good job, Zengu.
Good job.
Can you all roll me an awareness now, please?
All the awareness tests.
I cannot.
Fucking finally.
Yeah.
Mordecai.
Yes.
As you look out, now the guns have been disabled, you can see... Well, there's two things you know. First off, you can see the old line where the shield was. Mostly because there's now a massive crack there from when the building turned ever so slightly.
Oh no.
Secondly, you see that the shield has pushed out. The suits aren't pouring in quite as much anymore, but the suits seem to have shot the stop. But the shields have pushed out further.
Power might have been rerouted to the shields more? And there's also a huge crack in the building, guys.
No, not in the building, in the street outside.
Oh, in the street, okay.
Because there was an area around the building.
That
Yeah.
shifted.
Yeah. So, like,
Right.
if you go back to my amazing diagram, before the shield was like this,
Hmm?
and now it's like over here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get rid of this massive mess.
Delete the evidence.
Looks like we did it.
Yeah. Let's call in the pilots, and I think our job here is done.
You might want to make sure that it can be powered on easily again.
The guns? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're leaning on the lever.
Crack.
Actually, it's probably a good idea to wait and see if one of the spider things comes over here and tries to turn it back on.
Yeah.
We don't have much more time.
Well, we
This
can
entire
wait
team.
while we're waiting for our ride.
As you're waiting, you note that a spider bot does come up. However, it doesn't try to turn the system back on. It seems to try and reactivate the repair the lever.
Okay.
Can you deactivate this so we can take it back for analysis?
I'm not very well versed with machine spirits. Zengu will flourish his sword. Should I just skewer it?
Might be best not to damage the internal parts. The Magoses might not like that. Let's at least try to turn it off. I will point at the techie of this group. Which one is it? It's Yagsby. I'll point to Yagsby. It's like, you seem to know. Can you give it a try?
Icarus, when he says "hate to you" like that, he kind of gives him a shitty look. This is, and then I'll say, I suppose I can give it a try. How big is this thing? Is it big enough where I could like pick it up and turn it over on its back?
It's about the size of a large dog.
Oh, it's bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's not like a little spider. It's like a big spider.
I mean, I can help him catch that thing, but I can't turn it off without damaging it.
You should just try and pick it up and walk away with it.
Yeah, I'll just try to pick it up.
Okay, give me a strength test.
At least I found I'm not actually the weakest person in the party, though.
I don't think you can beat like 4 degrees of success, can you?
No, we can't.
No, I can't.
No. Then it just kind of like you try and pick it up and it just ignores you.
Yeah. Can I try catching it?
Sure.
Any modifiers for size, mutation, and whatever?
If you got any additional strength bonuses, go for it.
I have natural weapons. Don't know if that makes a difference here.
Not to really like what you're trying to do is pick it up and hold it in the air,
Hmm.
so it can't like.
Yeah. No. Okay. Just maybe for the size difference. Oh, no.
No, because these things are quite nasty. Quite
Okay.
strong for what they are.
Well, can it beat 5 degrees of success?
No, it cannot, unfortunately.
Nope.
Well, you don't snap it. You sort of like pick it up and just hold it in the air, and it's just kind of like flailing. Flail, flail, flail.
I want to look on the underbelly of it. It's because I didn't see any buttons or switches before. Is there anything on the underbelly?
Not really. You can't even see joint. Now you're looking at it, you can't see paneling joints either. They must be very well hidden. A lot of its underside seems to be for holding spare parts of this particular model.
Okay.
It's still like flailing about though. With its legs.
Yeah, I'm not sure that this can be turned off without finding whatever's controlling all of them.
I might regret this. Do what you have to do. I would like to take one back. This could be very valuable to the Mechanicum.
Sure. I pull out my sword.
Mordecai will offer up his stun baton that he carries for some reason.
Yeah. Just poke someone randomly of the party members.
I just hand it to whoever wants it.
I don't know how to use stun buttons. Or shock buttons.
Yeah, shock maul, my bad.
I mean, in this case, the thing is restrained, so you get like a plus 50 bonus to you.
I guess I'll give it a try. I'm gonna need a full aim here.
Okay, yeah, it's just deflating currently.
Full aim, all out. What's the modifier for it being restrained?
It's technically a size bracket below you.
So that's a -10.
And I believe being restrained is going to cap you out.
Okay, I'll just roll it without adding in the additional modifiers.
No, as in, like...
Oh, with a plus 60. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like plus 50, but like with the full aim and all out, it's like well above plus 60.
That would have passed then.
Burp. Beep. Yeah, you successfully hit the flaming spider bots.
I realize I don't have the damage put in for this, because I am me.
It does have a, survive the below. It doesn't short circuit.
Oh.
How about with my sword?
Poke!
Maybe there's an off switch. If you on the inside, you just have to stab it a bunch of times to hit it correctly.
Are you just going to repeatedly stab the spider until it stops working?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, it takes a fair bit, but eventually it stops working.
Mordecai just kind of stands there holding the shock maul. It's like, I can do... second stab. You can stab... Third stab. Fourth stab. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. When the spider finally stops flaming and goes limp, you realise another spider comes along.
Oh shit, they're just gonna send the spider to repair this spider.
I did show you this before, and you kind of like completely
You
blanked
did.
this.
Should have grabbed one from the pod.
It will then try and play tug of war with Zengu for the spider. Well,
Just
no,
give up the
it's
spider.
going. It's got automated protocols, and it's going to follow them.
Yeah, I just raise it up, so it basically has to climb up Sengu if it's trying to get that spider.
It will climb up the wall and then onto the ceiling and try and get it when you're holding it up.
Web?
I'm surprised I didn't just climb onto the ceiling and just drop down on top of him.
Yeah, I mean, if he lowers it out of the way, it will just drop onto the spider he's holding.
Yeah, I guess that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Trying to play keep away with the spider.
Yes, and the spider's
Well,
like...
at least we know the spiders will not attack us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you were stabbing a restrained spider.
Well, yeah, but Mordecai is playing keep away with it, and it's spending its decision making to getting to it rather than attacking what's holding it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if we hit it on the head and it's not restrained, it might attack us.
Might.
Are you going to try and Are you gonna keep away with the spider, or are you gonna just hand it over?
I don't know that we can keep this up indefinitely.
Just get the spider up. Sadness.
Should have taken one from the pod.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking about going to do. Is like, I'll be back,
Well,
guys.
And yeah, well, we've got to go back through there anyways, right?
We do have to get outside for the pod to pick us. The pod, giant spider pod comes in. No, the craft to pick us up.
You
What
can
are
you
you
can get
sawing
onto
at?
the roof from here.
Can we?
Yes.
What were you sawing at?
I think it was an accident.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Judy accidentally just pulls out a chainsaw and throws it out a window.
Makes a window, puts hand out, drops sword, pulls it back in. Oops.
You are really good at rolling 100s.
Yeah.
Damn, girl.
What's the ETA for the craft coming in?
A few minutes.
2 minutes.
They don't want to hang around. There is a very nasty warp storm coming, and it's very fast.
We should get the Skitarii team.
Agreed.
They have some valuable equipment.
Yeah.
So, if you guys want to secure the landing zone, I'll head down and start moving the Skitarii team up.
Okay, there is a massive
And
problem
you
with
can
that plan.
fire from the roof.
There's a massive problem with that plan.
What would that be?
You took an elevator to get up here, and the elevator's jammed.
They are valuable equipment. Would the grapnels be able to reach, since like we can get up on the roof, there's like a ledge down to the other roof.
Yes.
Drop line.
It could, but the problem is the suits of armor. They're currently they're bottlenecks. If the Skitarii fall back, they're not going to be.
Kinda need that equipment. Well, Mordecai believes that they need that equipment.
It's got valuable warp anomaly equipment.
Yeah. Has the team figured out how to work the Gellerfield generator that we got from the ship?
They haven't had a chance. They've been in too much combat to stop and try and work out how the Gellerfield generator works.
Yeah. Makes sense. Thought I'd ask just in case they
Well,
found a
Can we
switch.
get to them? So we should all be together anyways, right? So
Yeah.
why don't we go to them?
Again, it's the elevator.
Are there any alternative ways down? Maintenance shafts?
Not that you found.
Fire ladders?
You haven't found those yet.
So we could just do what my plan was, to get them up and just go to the roof, put grapnel lines down, and climb down to them.
You could do that.
Sure. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. It's easier than having to work around an elevator shaft.
Yeah. And bearing in mind, you don't have time to. The pilots want to evac soon.
Yes.
So does the noble.
Yes. You can see the warp storm coming in. It is pretty nasty. As you grapple down and you meet up with the Skitarii team, they have brought one of the. They were able to bring two of the fallen. The third fallen they have not been able to recover.
Right.
There's also two more that are wounded. Still fighting capable, but not fully 100%. They've been donated for gear carrying.
Yeah, Mordecai, he can, he's ambidextrous. He can fully do things with his offhand. If need be, I would like to get them patched up so that they can at least fire.
They can
As we
fire.
Can they?
Yeah, that's the thing. They're, one's got a wounded arm, so he's firing. His primary arm is wounded, so he's firing with his off arm.
Okay.
The other one has twisted, like a pulverized leg, and not twisted, it's just pulverized.
I can't fix that, so you can walk again.
Yeah, like, the blows they've taken are, like, really nasty.
Alright, never mind. I was gonna try to, like, medicate them up to get them
No,
into a better...
like, one of the dead ones took a blow to the head, which is, like, not completely severed, but mostly severed his head from his body.
Right.
The other one has a rib cage like a pancake.
Okay. I guess we just hold out for the pilot.
Mhm.
Mark the location with like a flare or whatever have you.
The pilot swims in. Sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the pilot swings in round, movie style. First, you get the dead and the equipment on board, and the one wounded guy, and then you basically all just have to bolt it onto the shuttle, because
Right.
as soon as you stop firing, the suits just pour out.
Mordecai will try to make sure everybody gets on because the rest of the Skatari fought way harder than he did, so they at least deserve some assurance. So Mordecai will be the last Skatari on.
Make me a
Fine.
dodge test.
Okay. Dodge. I have you trained. I will use a fate point to get a +10.
Dun, dun, dun.
Fine.
Okay, you're not grabbed at the very last moment and pulled back and ripped asunder.
I'm not doing the fucking action movie thing of, go on without me! Blow yourself up. No.
No, they
Actually,
Hmm?
this is a good opportunity for me to see if my weapon is at all even useful against these things. So as he gets on and as we're kind of taking off, I want to fire off a shot with my electrolyzed gauntlet.
Sure. Shoot.
It's a spray.
Oh, and roll me damage then.
Oh, do you have a shocky glove?
Yeah. It's only a die 5, but it's 10-4, so I don't know. It does some damage. I don't know if it would be helpful.
You
It
do
does
spot,
nothing.
you do spot one suit that goes down.
Wow.
Bearing in mind you hit like 7 or 8.
Right. Well, I did go back.
That is.
And yeah, you strap yourselves in with the equipment, and you are flown out.
Mordecai will tend to the wounded.
A number of suits try to follow you. They sort of like walk to the edge of the building, and then they don't like walk out onto the air. They sort of like go 90 degrees and start walking down the building, down the side of the wall.
That's not
Okay
good.
then.
You know, seeing them do that, why didn't they just do that in the first place when they got bottlenecked? Ah.
You suspect they are not actually the brightest of things.
Shush, don't give them ideas.
Shush, don't give the suits that are nowhere near us any ideas.
Well, I think the Omnicide is now going to have to send like an army down here to pull this place out.
Oh, I see that happening in the near future. Place is about to get raided.
Yeah, but that is not your story. You will return back to the station, and you will be given the information which you were after, which I've forgotten, so I need to go think of what that actually is, to continue your main plotline, which is to investigate the unseen hand, because it's been ages.
And Zetar is waiting with food for everybody.
That
Stunning.
is actually great.
That weird little Xeno, doing weird little Xeno things.
They just came back from a battle. They deserve a leg of chicken, a steak. It's mostly meat, guys.
It's Grox. The only meat you can get is Grox. Grox are human.
One of those seem fine to me that wouldn't be fine to others, but I'm going with Grox.
Hey, what do you think corpse starch rations are made out of?
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just have a meal waiting for them. So like Grok's leg and Grok steak. It's mostly Grok's. There's like one little like fruit on the plate. It's like something. Damn omnivores.
Mm.
So yeah, I think that is a good place to end the session.
I would say so, yeah.
Ew.
Absolutely.
How did you guys find that?
Fucking spider bots.
It got a little intense.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit scary. You know, that enemy that never stops coming is a bit scary.
Mm.
I am glad we didn't do a Clan Season 1 Roomba thing.
Oh, what, where you follow this Roomba into a room that's just full of like Inquisitorial agents and just like awkward circle walk backwards.
Yeah.
We also spent an hour and a half messing with the Roomba, I believe,
Raising that thing, yeah.
Gosh,
and
yeah.
getting nothing done.
Oh well, it just happens sometimes.
Yeah, I remember. I had to stall for ages because I was waiting for you to do like a big scene, and they ended up discovering what they was meant to discover after your scene because you took ages.
This is true.
So yeah, anyway. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. I shall see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Bye.